For the last video of this week celebrating the 45th anniversary of the Voyager launch, I want to do something different. I want to read to you from Carl Sagan. So when Voyager 1 was at the edge of the solar system, high above the ecliptic plane and out past the orbit of Neptune, it turned its cameras around and took one last series of photos, which is called the family portrait. And famously, the Earth is just a tiny half of a pixel in this image, suspended in this bit of refracted light. And Carl Sagan wrote beautifully about it. So I want to read to you the pale blue dot speech, and then just share a couple thoughts at the end about vision. From this distant vantage point, the Earth might not seem of any particular interest. But for us, it's different. Look again at that dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines, every hunter and forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child, inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam. The Earth is a very small stage in a vast cosmic arena. Think of the rivers of blood spilled by all those generals and emperors so that in glory and triumph, they could become the momentary masters of a fraction of a dot. Think of the endless cruelties visited by the inhabitants of one corner of this pixel on the scarcely distinguishable inhabitants of some other corner. How frequent their misunderstandings, how eager they are to kill one another, how fervent their hatred. Our posturings, our imagined self-importance, the delusion that we have some privileged position in the universe are challenged by this point of pale light. Our planet is a lonely speck in the great enveloping cosmic dark. In our obscurity, in all this vastness, there is no hint that help will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves. The Earth is the only world known so far to harbor life. There is nowhere else, at least in the near future, to which our species could migrate. Visit, yes. Settle, not yet. Like it or not, for the moment, the Earth is where we make our stand. It has been said that astronomy is a humbling and character-building experience. There is perhaps no better demonstration of the folly of human conceits than this distant image of our tiny world. To me, it underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly with one another and to preserve and cherish the pale blue dot, the only home we've ever known. I break with Sagan a little bit in that I do believe that there's something numinous and spiritual at the heart of everything, but I agree with him that it's not coming from somewhere out there to save us. It's something that grows inside of us and changes us on the inside. And we would see it play out across the pale blue dot in how we treat each other. He goes on to say later in the pale blue dot, the visions we offer our children shape the future. It matters what those visions are. Often they become self-fulfilling prophecies. Dreams are maps. I do not think it irresponsible to portray even the direst futures. If we are to avoid them, we must understand that they are possible. But what are the alternatives? Where are the dreams that motivate and inspire? We long for realistic maps of a world we can be proud to give to our children. Where are the cartographers of human purpose? Where are the visions of hopeful futures? That's what I want to try to get at with the Voyagers project. I've spent a lot of years writing it, and in the past couple have made a lot of progress working with my friend John Larson to develop this. And at its worst, it's going to be an interesting place to spend your time for a couple of hours, and there'll be some good songs. At its best, it's asking questions about how do we best use our time while we're here and alive on the planet? How do we transform our pain into something beautiful and something useful? And how do we let go of the idea to be better than or different from everyone else and find our place as tiny faces in the family of everything? That's what we're trying to do with Voyagers. I hope that you catch the vision for it. I want you to think about anyone that you know that loves Carl Sagan or space or astronomy or music, and share and see if you can find your place in the Voyager story as we move forward. Thank you so much for supporting us this week.